All right, we're going to be talking about this example 3. It's on page 256 of your textbook. You can follow along. It's just the continuation of lesson 7.2 because I didn't finish it all yesterday. So this says, when Katie opened a new box of oat crunches, she noticed that the box was only 5/6 full. How much space was empty, and why do you think packages often seem to have empty space when first opened? So in order to do this question, you need to know how to find the volume of this cereal box. So I'm going to remind you again, the volume of a cereal box or any prism is the area of the base times the height. Now, most of you are figuring out that we can just go 18 by 8 by 30, which could be known as length times width times height, because the area of the base is length times width. And then we have this height on here as well. So that works as long as it's not triangular, okay? As long as it's a rectangular box, you can do length times width, that's the area of the base, and then times the height. So they do that down here. They go 18 by 8 by 30, and they get the volume of the box to be 4,320 cubic centimeters. That's not even the question. It says, how much space was empty? Well, if you have a whole box, and you have only 5/6 of it full, there's a part that's gone. So think about 6/6 would be whole, right? It would all be there. That's a complete 1. So if we have 5/6 full, you are short 1/6. So 1/6 of the box is empty. That's what I want to say to you, and I want you to think like that. So if they want to know how much is empty, 1/6 of the box, of means times, and the box is 4,320. Okay, that's what you want to know the answer for part A. Now to do that, there's lots of ways. You can use fractions, and I would encourage that if we were in class. I would want you to go straight across when you multiply by fractions. Remember, you go straight across. You can cancel, but in this case, it's probably just easiest to go straight across and divide by 6. So you can go 4,320 and divide by 6, and you get 720 cubic centimeters is empty. This is empty, right? Talking empty. The other thing to do if you want is you could take, if you're trying to find 1/6 of 4,320, you could turn this into a decimal by doing 1 divided by 6 first, and then multiplying that 0.1666666. Now don't cut your calculator off, leave it all on there, and timesing that by 4,320, and you arrive at the same answer. So you can convert this to a decimal first. Okay, I like you to remember fractions, but we're in kind of crazy times right now, so maybe that's the easiest thing to do. All right, and then it says, why do you think packages often seem to have empty space? And that's up for you to think about. We could talk about that. Probably maybe it's full of air to keep it from compressing and squishing and smushing your chips or your cereal. Okay, we're going to do one more. Or this is an option too. Many packages seem to have empty space because the contents settle when being shipped. So that could be true as well. Who knows? Well, not say who knows, but there are options. Okay, Mr. Chin, one more example on the show you know. He bought a small box, of small building blocks for his 4 children. He will give an equal number to each of them. What volume of blocks will each child get? All right, so we see them all, and we're going to find the volume of the box, and then we'll decide what to do there. So we're going to take, it's a rectangular shape, so we're going to say volume is equal to the area of the base times the height of the prism. So the base is 40 by 24, and the height is 20. So 40 by 24 by 20 gives you a total of 19,200 cubic centimeters. So it doesn't actually tell us that the blocks themselves are cubic centimeters, but it does say what volume of the blocks will the child get. So all I need to do is take the volume of my blocks and divide it into 4 pieces, because each child will get a fourth of it, which turns out to be 4,800 cubic centimeters. I'm hoping that all the little blocks are not each a cubic centimeter, because 4,800 little blocks is a lot. Okay, good. Now I want you to finish the questions on the page. You can refer back to those two examples. It usually is one of the options. So if I go take you to it right now, if we go to question 9, for example, it's 1/3 full. You're going to have to find the volume of the entire box. So in this case, it will be 10 times 5 and then by 12. And then you will take 1/3 of it. Okay. So you can figure out 1/3 is in your calculator and then times it by the volume that you had. Same thing with this. You will find the volume of this, the length times the width, then times the height, and you will take 3/8 of it. Okay. 3/8, you can divide 3 divided by 8, find your decimal, and then times it by the volume. Part C, don't forget this is a triangular base. So you have to go, the base of this will be 260 by 140 divided by 2. That's the area of the base. And then you will times it by the height of the prism. That will be the volume of the prism. And you will have to take 3/4 of it, which means you will have to multiply 3/4, which you might know is 0.75. So 0.75 times your volume. Okay. Good luck. I'll assign some questions.